like the relationship between yourselves and Umberhawk isn't isn't hasn't really been that personalized upon, apart from a few errant quests here and there. And well, if you're talking about religious differences, well, given the whole new
Wait,
state of thing.
when does religious differences? Is there any way I can talk to Tony Zoda?
Mr. Tiozo is busy with the Moor expedition, something that doesn't end once you go to sleep and wake up for school the next day.
I forgot. All right.
But if you're asking us to keep them in a coma-like state, then well, we're keeping them there for their medical well-being rather than, for interrogation of personal matters.
How long are they going to be unconscious in that state, and are you going to tell me before they wake up?
Well, there's nobody has come for their release, so as they're currently John Doe's. But
Which answers my question.
I can inform you when they are near consciousness.
How near consciousness?
Well, I'll give you as much of an adequate time frame as is possible.
At this point, how long do you think they'll be unconscious for?
I'm a businessman, not a doctor. I'd have to ask our medical specialist.
Could you please do that?
And there'll be like a pause for a moment, and we'll be like, we should be able to estimate their wake into the conscious realm within a 20-minute time period.
Great. Could I speak with one of the doctors?
Well, for somebody who isn't a member, you're certainly asking a lot of us. But if you wish to speak with Umberhawk personnel, then you'll need to come to the base itself.
Please lead the way.
I thought you were on the phone.
I was in Jeffrey, remember?
Let's go to Jeffrey. Yeah, you went to the bar.
Yeah.
All right.
I was basically about to go to Fulbright, but I instead said I was going here to get all the information.
I thought you were just phoning up and then going to Fulbright. All right.
It's literally a door down the road, so a door to the left and sort of a door to the right when you're in Jeffrey.
All right. So there'll be I guess you can go speak to a Umberhawk member who specializes in medicine.
Okay.
And basically what they'll say is that the members of the group, the Red Hand, are registered here under the independent contractor of Hollow, and that nobody else has come to sign their release forms. So what they're going to do is make sure they're in a stable condition, and then question them to see what they remember and to see if they're of mental and sound mind, and then go to release them.
Is the doctor saying this?
Yeah.
I go, there's a problem immediately with your things. They will erase their memories the second they wake up.
Well, that's an unfortunate being, but personal freedom is one of the founding principles of Umberhawk.
Okay. First, I have a question for you. How long can you reliably say that they will be under? Have time frame, hours, days, minutes.
Well, medical science is improving rapidly. I won't be able to give you down to the minute minutes, but I'll be able to tell from their readings whether how they're stirring. And like I said, the best time frame we can give is 20 minutes.
Okay, so you mean at any point between now and the end of time, you only have 20 minutes to know when they're going to wake up. You have no clue prior to that point about if they're going to wake up maybe tomorrow, maybe next year. Nothing. Really is just a crapshoot when they're going to wake up.
No, you asked specifically when they were going to go back into consciousness. It's most likely they'll be conscious by tomorrow morning or afternoon at the latest. It's already been a day. It's already been 24 hours.
Okay. Is there any way we can keep these people under?
And what would you need to do that for? If you wish to interrogate those as an independent course, well, you would need somebody to monitor you, of course.
So, even though considering these guys' history and what you know of them, you will not.
They'll say there's various religious groups that prophesize the end of the world. If we all treat them as terrorists, then there'd be a lot of arrests. And religious indifferences are something that's it's a very sensitive topic.
I really hate you. One moment, sir. I pull up my phone, I press the chip for my father.
I guess Alan will pick up and he'll be like, "Ooh, a personal call. Are we going to do some bonding?"
I'm sure. There's a group of people called the Red Hand that they've been tracking me and the people I'm with for an undisclosed amount of time, and we were able to capture a couple of them. And basically, I don't know how familiar you are with them, but when they're captured, they erase their memories, and I'm really at a point where I'd like to know what they know before they do that. Unfortunately, it seems that basically before I have a chance to get into their memories, they're going to wake up, and Umbra Hawk is going to let them wake up. At this point, I was curious if you could help me, and yes, I'm aware I'm asking a favor, to basically maybe take ownership of them so that we can basically keep them unconscious until we get what we want from them. And maybe afterwards as well, obviously.
Although I do frequent Umbra Hawk quite regularly and do provide them with technology myself, I am not a member, and I like to keep myself as an individual. But you should really talk to the person. If it is as you have described, to the person who is keeping them within this hospital.
You're completely cut out. I could not hear anything what you just said. Jess? Can you else hear her?
I mean, when Jess was saying stuff, I heard her perfectly.
No, I heard her. She's correcting herself.
I don't hear her at the present, though.
She's not saying anything. Yeah, he just said
Jess?
talk to the person they're registered under. She's typing it out.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right.
That if he was a member himself, he could show some clout, but really, based on the amount of information he has, then he doesn't much see the point.
Okay. Jeffrey, I go, thank you. I will speak with you later then. I hang up. I call Jeffrey. Yes, I know I'm inside. I'm technically not inside of it at the moment, but can I even call him?
I think he has a phone number. He called Ryu once.
You're calling Jeffrey?
Jeffrey may or may not have a phone number. I'm asking. I mean, he does have a card which he handed us, so does it have a number on it?
I mean, at this point, like the man who's standing there, he's just watching you like make phone calls, and you'll be like, Mr. Dark, are you trying to contact one of your group members? Do you still need me here? Or would you like to take your phone calls outside?
I am trying to basically arrange... I would, if it is at all possible, I'd like to talk to you in a few minutes, but you're right, I need to make some phone calls, as obviously, basically, we are at an impasse at decisions on these people.
Well,
are we not?
Well, I'm one of the more senior medical officers, but you'll be able to talk to one of my assistants, as I really need to go back and look upon the patients who are in critical need.
All right, then thank you for your time.
And he'll just walk off.
Yeah, if Jeffrey doesn't have a number, then I go find the nearest Jeffrey.
All right. I mean, the nearest Jeffrey is pretty close, you know. Yeah. You could just walk outside of the domain or just find a vending machine within the base.
I figured it was a little too Inception-y to have a Jeffrey inside of a Jeffrey, which is inside of a Jeffrey. So
yeah, there's Jeffreys within Jeffreys.
All right.
Yo, though.
As I said, I look for the nearest Jeffrey.
Is Jeffrey a Klein bottle?
What's that?
It's a bottle that pours into itself.
I like it.
I mean, you know, there's a vending machine in the gym.
I find Jeffrey.
All right.
If it takes a quest, I'll do it. But I go to find Jeffrey.
You can find him.
Jeffrey, is there some way I can get in contact with Hollow? It's kind of an emergency, kind of.
Who's Hollow?
One of your... All right. Maybe this is me moving slowly.
Hmm?
I mean, doesn't Hollow do board jobs and shit? Jeffrey probably know her.
Yeah.
And the
you guys forgot, didn't you?
All right. No, I don't.
I know how he works, but when she get Jess, I know how he works with knowing personas and people, but he also knows people by the fake names they give him, like we've done in the meetings in the past and all different times. He knows how to adjust people.
In the meetings?
And just like titles, like how everyone goes in with fake. Jeffrey can give you the
If she's a mercenary, she's looking for work, he would know that she's looking for work.
I'm saying she'd give him the same thing that like we did when we needed to be anonymous. We'd have disguises. He knows how disguise stuff works, doesn't it?
That's a bit reaching.
Can I just ask something? When we were finishing up, Hollow did mention that if we were going to go after the Darkies, the Red Hand again, that she wouldn't mind working because it's in the best interest. How did she intend to get in contact with us from that?
I forgot.
Probably for Jeffrey.
Yeah, if he doesn't understand, she's not a mercenary looking for work, therefore he doesn't know who she is. I then basically will go back to the front Umbra Hawk. You have an independent worker here named Hollow. She has already given us his name. We already can know that she's already confirmed with that. She's also confirmed that she will talk with us again. So I would like to basically I would like any contact information she gave you that she gives out to those she said she would willing to work with again.
All right. He'll just I guess one of the secretary types will just kind of like go through a tablet and he'll be like, your name is on the list of access to to the mercenary's personal number, so I can do
Perfect.
that for you. What's the message that you wish to relay?
Okay. I would figure basically she said I can get her personal information. You would actually give it to me, but fine, we'll do it this way. We need to talk about the condition of the people that we brought in. Please contact me as fast as you can, as this is time sensitive, though not in minutes, but in hours.
Do you wish to give your personal number within this message?
No, I think I'll let her look for it. Good word, do you think yes?
Very well. And it'll be like a couple of minutes, and then you're going to... Well, I guess you're in luck. You've gotten quite the hasty response.
Oh, joy. Did she give me a number to contact, or are you still the third-party communicator?
Well, better than that. She said that she'll meet you.
Did she give a location, or do I mind read this?
If you open up your personal Jeffrey encounter, she'll meet you within the vending machine.
Thank you. I leave.
All right.
Jeffrey, I have a personal encounter box room. Sorry, I'm getting... red tape is always annoying. Hello?
What was that?
Hi, Jeffrey. Do you have a door for me?
Huh? A door? I don't understand. Like, you could just walk out of the Underworld domain and say that you want...
I said I left Jeffrey. I left Umrock to go to Jeffrey's. I spoke to Jeffrey asking if I could basically... if there should be an instance waiting for me.
Oh, right.
Because that's what I was told. There was an instance waiting for me.
He'll be like, yeah, I can switch to it right now if you want.
Please.
All right, so give me a minute. All right, so you'll just kind of nothing will like change immediately, but when you walk out of the corridor of totally not time, you'll kind of see like the familiar hooded figure like sitting on top of a shelf.
Okay. Wait, sitting on top of a what?
Shelf.
Oh, shelf. Okay. Sorry, I thought you said self. I walk up to her. Hello.
You meet again so soon.
Unfortunately, we have a problem.
A
Remarkably, the Umberhawk neutrality has gone to an all-new height, as they will not let us, or without serious manipulation, they will not let us keep the red hands that we have unconscious, to keep them unconscious, and they'll let them wake up as soon as they naturally will, and at that point, they're going to wipe their memories, and that's going to be the end of that. I have a way of getting into... I think I have a way of getting into their skull to interrogate them, maybe more than one, but obviously I need to keep them unconscious to do that.
Right, well, if you want to make it personal, then I can just, since it's registered under me, and I am a bit more familiar with Umberhawk than the rest of you, then I can just tape them out, of course. The thing with the Red Hand, they have no families. Once you're in, you're in. The Red Hand is your family, and when you go against them, well, you're kind of thrown out. So
they have pretty good liberator. They have a pretty good defense fund within Umberhawk. So that's beside the point. Can you? I mean, if you take their bodies, I mean, do you have a place where you can keep them in cold storage, as it were?
Cold storage.
We need to keep them unconscious.
Well,
they wake up, they erase their memories. Remember? I think you're the one that told us that.
Well, I can make purpose a private room in Jeffrey. But I don't have the ability to make people stay asleep unless anybody within your group has that ability.
I think one of us. I'll ask. Is there any way that you can maybe keep them at Umberhawk and just order them to keep them asleep, since you're technically in charge of them?
Well, even though it will be a bit of a hassle, I can discharge them.
Right, but is there a way to not discharge them and to keep them use their facilities to keep them on sleep, since you are in control of their bodies?
Well,
remember, this is what we want to do. I mean, I apologize for saying this, but remember, this is something we want. This is not a draw out. This is something we need to do if we want to get ahead in finding these guys out. And I thought you wanted to be a part of that.
You do understand that we has different context. We for Umberhawk is a different we for you, but
right now I'm talking about me and you. Just me and you. That's it. We don't have to include anybody else into this picture for right now. For me and you, we have an interest in keeping these guys asleep. Do you understand this logic?
Yes, I'm personally interested in the Red Hand, but
are you need not raise your temper. Information about them?
Pardon?
Are you personally invested in finding information about them?
Well, you don't need to be so condescending.
I just deal with a lot of basically. At this point, maybe I should get Rio in this because he deals better with this type of situation than I am. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep these guys asleep so we can interrogate these guys. I was hoping that you would. Do you? One moment, I'm going to call Rio because obviously I'm not doing this right.
That's phone bills again. Fucking pricey, Kappa.
Yep.
What's my roaming cost for calling in Jeffrey? Oh, jeez, fucking Christ.
We're in the future. You either have prepaid phones or you have unlimited data. Yep. No poor people exist.
I call Rio.
Let's see. Since we had dinner with Takoyaki, Rio would have started studying. So, how long has Raph been going at this?
Probably about an hour, half hour, something like that.
It's been like a good 40 minutes. He's just been arguing with Umberhawk members for that long.
All right. I just wanted to know so I could put down a tally mark or not. Okay. Rio would answer and go, yes?
I need your help desperately.
My help? Oh, is something wrong in the library?
No, I thought I'd swing in real quick just to check out what kind of time frame we are with when they're going to wake up. And apparently, Umberhawk is insistent that basically there are free people, and as soon as they wake up, they will not keep them under, and they will not let us interrogate them. I have then tried to figure out some various things. I tried a couple of methods, and pretty much led me down to Hollow, which I'm speaking with now. But I think I've been dealing with this too long. I don't think I'm saying what needs to be said to get this done. I think I think at this point I'm being a detriment to this idea. And since you enjoy dealing with red tape and people, could you help me here?
All right, let me see if I understand the situation. 1, Umberhawk will not let us keep them asleep as they see them as human beings, which is not entirely wrong of them. 2, we do want this to happen. 3, the only way we can do this is on our own time without the assistance of Umberhawk, correct?
Maybe technically, the person we work with, Hollow, the person I'm talking with now, owns them, or at least has taken ownership of them, and since they don't have any relatives to basically contradict that, sure, she's their arbitrator, so she might be able to use Umberhawks to our advantage, but I don't seem to be communicating any of this very well.
All right, I see. Where are you?
In an instance inside of Jeffrey.
Oh, very well.
I look at Hollow. Is it okay if Rio comes in to help us out with this?
He is one of you.
Yes.
All right. So Rio would make his way over. It'd be like 2 minutes of Raph and Hollow being awkward there. And
I either small talk with her or I ask her basically in the 2 minutes, have you had any other run-ins or do you have any idea about what they're doing in the immediate? Those not in Umberhawk, obviously.
Hollow will say, I do have if things don't go the way you plan, I do have a backup, but, well, it might not be smooth sailing. It depends on how much you care about people.
I have been noticing backups tend to basically generally go bad, but they're the only available left you have, so that's why they're called backups.
Well, it is of your own doing.
Sure.
Alright. Rio will come up to Jeffrey and ask to be let into the instance.
Alright. You'll be in, and you'll see Hollow sitting on the shelf, and Raph kind of, like standing there.
Thank you. Ahsoka's obsession to be edgy.
That's great.
Thank you.
Ahsoka leans up against a wall, sharpening a knife. Ahsoka perches on a crouch, looks down upon everything. She's such a little sweetheart. God damn.
Alright then. First, just one question. And he looks at Hollow. What exactly does Raph mean when he said that you own them?
She'll repeat the fact that the Red Hand don't have any next of kin, so she made herself their next of kin, and there was no objection.
So in the absence of family, the person who admitted them is given the signing rights. All right, simple enough.
Right. I only reset their abilities to do with the dark deal. I didn't personally harm them, which is why I was given the trust in doing so.
Right. And you'll look over at Raph. And these people, we got 3 of them out, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they in critical condition at the moment?
No.
I see. Are they in need of any extensive medical attention?
From everything I got, they're still basically dealing with the trauma that we gave them, and they're quote unquote sleeping it off. And at some point in the next several hours, they should basically start to awaken. We'll have about a 20-minute warning between that point and when they actually wake. And they, as I said, will not. Basically, from several different angles, I've asked them if they can keep them under, and they've said no, basically.
Well, I do suppose that would be a breach of medical ethics, but...
I didn't just talk to the doctors, though.
Well then. I would assume that the businessman speaks for the doctors. But anyways, this isn't really that complicated. And you'll look at Hollow. We have a vested interest in interrogating these men in our own way. Do you object to this?
Well, no, I don't. I'm not the person who's objecting.
Then I don't see what the problem is. We can have them released at any time before they wake up, and then have them contained with our measures, then interrogate them as we can.
Do we have some way of keeping them asleep? Sorry. I'll be quiet in the corner.
I suppose you found out, and she'll just kind of cock her head towards Raph, that the hard way that not everybody's going to play the same ball game. Umberhawk is useful for their own ways, especially for networking, and you don't necessarily want to break those ties, but when it comes to your own personal stake in things, well, this whole business with personas, it's personal. You can't really rely on anybody else except for those who follow exactly the same creed as you do. Maybe in this case, not too exactly. We have the same goal in mind.
I'm quiet in the corner.
Right.
Russ says that.
Oh, well. Do feel free to speak up if you have anything important to say, but it does seem as though that we do have a way through this. I assume Umberhawk won't actually hold any ill will or objections if you release them. Will their commitment to them end at that point? Will they care what happens to them?
Well, it's out of their hands. They're only doing it as a. It was personally a request from myself. I know of their business. Once they wake up, there's no point interrogating them, and I'm not exactly a dream walker.
I see. And have you already negotiated plans to keep them somewhere?
I know. I have a contact who, they're very charitable in rehoming people.
You'll have to forgive me if I ask for details. I do want to know that they will be secure until we're able to work.
It's from my understanding that you was to interrogate them, and assuming you get in the information, even if you don't, what do you plan to do then? Do you plan to kill them?
No, of course not. I believe there's no higher authority for mythopoetic activities, but still.
Murder is still a crime, Agata.
I was talking about what to do with them if we didn't murder them, thank you.
I'm not a prison officer.
I'm sorry, I'm just so dark and edgy. Murder's always on my mind.
I'm aware. But if they wipe their memories, and whatever it is you did to them...
Well, there'll be, apart from the powers they originated from, they'd be like lambs with claws, I suppose.
But I mean, don't